Can waste engine oil be used to produce fuel oil? By simply processing some waste engine oil that has just been collected from the machine, it can be turned into reusable fuel. Not only does it have excellent ignition performance, but it can also drive the engine normally at the beginning. I was also very skeptical because waste engine oil cannot be used as fuel, let alone all magazine waste engine oil. However, its treatment method is not very complex. Firstly, prepare a small capacity iron oil bucket and pour the prepared waste engine oil into it. This oil bucket is not particularly special, but the sealing of this storage iron bucket is very good. The next step in the experiment is to perform a reduction treatment on these waste engine oils to reignite these waste gas oils. The first step is to separate the impurities inside. The entire separation process is not difficult, and you should understand it at a glance. However, the sealing of the entire device is very important. The other outlet on the oil barrel also uses some thread sealant. We have provided him with an overall seal, and this abandoned oil barrel needs to be heated and placed on the gas stove. Next, we need to use some other materials to create a cooling tower device, and a plastic pipe is connected to one side of the oil barrel. Give him a few laps, put them in the water, and use some heavier things. All of them need to be pressed to the bottom of the water, and then 2 additional plastic bottles need to be prepared. 2 holes need to be made on the cap of each bottle, and the connecting pipe of the cooling device needs to be inserted into the first bottle. This bottle will be used later to collect some separated oil, while the water in the second bottle needs to be filtered out and some impurities need to be prepared. After that, the entire reduction process begins. Firstly, the waste oil in the oil barrel needs to be heated. After that, oil vapor will be formed, and then these vapors will come to the middle cooling device through the pipe to cool down the high temperature steam again. After that, the condensed liquid will come to the first empty tank, and during this process some non-condensable gases will follow this pipe to the third tank filled with water. After heating for a period of time, you can observe the device in the third tank filled with water. It has become very turbid, and there is already something in the middle jar. In the middle jar, there is already some condensed liquid, and in the entire pipeline of the cooling device, a lot of condensed oil can be seen flowing. I believe some friends have already understood this. In fact, the entire separation process is simply distillation, but oil that could not have been used as fuel originally. After this treatment method, how does it drive a normal engine to run? After more than 10 minutes of waiting, a lot of fuel has already condensed from the middle bottle. So next we can try to determine the effectiveness of the fuel extracted from the entire device. Through observation, we can find that the extracted fuel is still relatively pure. Next, we will conduct an ignition experiment. Pour out a little bit, and then provide a light source of ignition. It can be ignited instantly, and from this combustion rate, it can be observed that it is no longer a conventional engine oil, as the ignition point of engine oil is generally around 200 degrees. Putting on an oil delivery pipe, Mr. Zhao found a diesel engine that was running normally. Then, he directly connected this fuel to the high-pressure fuel pipe, which bypassed the fuel tank of the diesel engine. If the diesel engine was functioning properly, its fuel would be the liquid in the bottle. After connecting it, he could try shaking the diesel engine, and the diesel engine is also starting to run normally, which means that these oils can indeed be used normally on some engines. This type of testing can be very dangerous.